Hello and welcome back to week 2 of SnowActive. My name is Sami Kennedy-Sim, two-time Winter Olympian and ski cross athlete. It's my pleasure to work out with you today. I hope that you all enjoyed week 1 and I can't wait to take you through our next week of the SnowActive program. I'm going to be using some equipment today, which is a weighted ball and a skipping rope. If you don't have a weighted ball, get something that's roughly 2-3 kilos or heavier and that's robust that you could drop. And a skipping rope, if you don't have one, highly recommend it. Great way to get some fitness in without having to go for a run outside of your property. All right, should we get into it? I think so. Grab your towel, grab your drink bottle, and let's get going. All right, let's get straight into our warm-up for week 2 of our SnowActive program. We're going to build on last week's warm-up. So we're going to jog on the spot for 20 seconds, then we're going to do 20 seconds of high knees, 20 seconds of butt kicks, and we're going to do that twice. So twice through. Last week we did once, this week we're doing twice. Then we're going to jump onto the ground and go through our downward dog and seal rocks. All right, let me get this timer going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Jogging on the spot, 20 seconds. If you're doing this workout at home and you don't want to listen to me, that's totally fine. I highly recommend grabbing an interval timer off the App Store. Okay, we've got 5 seconds left of jogging on the spot. Change. High knees. Great way to elevate the heart rate, non-stop moving. See if you can stay coordinated. Okay, we're going to change. Butt kicks. Stay nice and tight through your midsection. Your breathing should be increasing now. And after this, we're going to go back to jogging on the spot. Jogging on the spot. Maybe try and go fast feet. Jogging on the spot. Two seconds. High knees. Whew, you can definitely feel it now. Starting to get pretty warm. 5 seconds. Back kicks. Last set of these. Stay nice and tight through your midsection. Core on. 3, 2, 1. Whew. I am definitely warm. Gonna jump on the ground and we're gonna go back through our downward dog and seal rock. Whew, here we go. Remembering that whilst the aim is to have your legs straight in this, if you need to have them bent, that's totally fine. Gonna rock through, looking up, pressing that pelvis to the floor. And rock back. Aim at getting those heels down on the floor. This shouldn't hurt at all. We're just trying to wake that body up. Open up the joints. Through to our seal. Just a few more left. Sometimes it can feel nice to walk your legs out, pedal them out in this downward dog position. Go through to our seal. One more of each. And seal. Don't know about you, I am warm now and pretty ready to go for our first exercise. Now that we're all warmed up, grab a quick drink while I talk you through our first exercise. This week in our program, we're focusing on jumping and landing, two big components of any winter sport. Exercise 1 today is called a jump squat. The setup is as if we are doing a squat like we did last week. Feet roughly hip to shoulder width apart, staying nice and open through the chest, straight back. Instead of standing up out of our squat, we're going to propel ourselves up into the air. So you can start with your hands on your hips if you like. If this is your first time, we're going to squat down, and instead of standing up, we're going to propel ourselves up. I want you to focus on landing gently. Just give it a go. Give a couple a go. Squat down and up, landing softly. Do one more. Make sure you're getting it right. Squat down and up. Another way that you can add some height is by using your arms and coordinating your arms. So we're going to squat down, arms in front, and propel them next to us and get some more height. Do you see how much more lift I got? Let me show you again. Going down, up. We want to focus on a nice soft landing, absorbing through the ankles, the knee, and the hip. When you're ready to go, let's give it a whirl. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Whew. If you found that too hard, that's okay too. We've got to start somewhere. Just go back to our basic bodyweight squat from last week by removing the explosive component. I want you to have great technique before we start complicating things. Give those legs a bit of a shake. Grab a quick drink if you need to, I might. All right, round 2. Round 2 of 4, 6 again. Let's see how high we can get. Don't forget to make sure that you're really emphasizing that soft landing after each rep. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love plyometric work. I find it really fun, and I find it really, really applicable to my skiing. Yes, I do ski cross. Yes, I go fast and get a lot of air time, but the force that we generate actually when we make a ski turn or a snowboard turn, you need that plyometric strength. So it's really important that we really practice this explosive movement. It's so nice to be outside. All right, set number 3, 6 reps again, and away we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want to try and challenge yourself a little further for this last set, make that landing nice and gradual and continuously propel yourself from squat jump to squat jump. Now only do this if you feel like you can explore this new exercise safely. It makes it a little more challenging. I think I'm going to give it a go for our final set. Get these legs fired up for another good week. Dreaming of skiing. The nights are getting colder. Some snow's already fallen in the snowfields. Fingers crossed that we can all come together and protect our season and flatten the curve. And hopefully we can be on snow soon. All right, final set. Join me if you like in making these continuous repetitive squat jumps, or keep it with a break by focusing on that landing and going for your rep afterwards. All right, continuous is for me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Love it. This is an exercise that I use in training all the time. You don't necessarily have to make it challenging by adding weight. You can change the way that your body moves, so as you get more confident, you can change the direction. You can go onto single legs. You can do anything. It's pretty cool. Great work on those jump squats earlier. We're going to give those legs a bit of a rest whilst we move on to our second exercise, which is the med ball throwdown, med ball slam, whatever you want to call it. It's throwing a ball down to the ground as hard as possible. So let's get you set up. Ideally, you'll have a weighted ball, preferably one that's not bouncy, because as you throw something to the ground, if it's bouncy, it will rebound up and hit you in the face. We want to avoid injury wherever we can. Ideally, starting off with a ball around 3 kilos. I've got a 12 kilo ball here today, and we're going to practice first with our setup. Our setup is going to be our feet are hip width apart, just like our squat. We're going to bend our knees to pick up the ball, push it overhead, and we're going to bend at the knees and slam the ball down. Then we're going to bend at the knees and pick the ball up. All right. Here we go. My feet are about hip width apart, pushing that ball up, bending at the knees to initiate, bending at the knees to pick up. We are going to do 3 sets of 5 reps. Okay, let's get going with set 1. Bending at the knees, picking up our ball, up overhead. Let's go for 1. Up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, and 5. Whilst this is mainly an upper body movement in how we're throwing the ball down, you are using your whole body to complete this exercise. We're trying to slam down with as much force as possible, really practice that explosive movement to carry on from our jump squats from earlier. So give everything a shake out. Make sure that you're well rested and well activated through the core. As we get ready for set number 2 of 3, bending at the knees to pick our ball up, pushing it up overhead, slamming down for 1, up, down for 2, up, down for 3, up, down for 4, up, 5. If you have somewhere that you can do this, you can make this more challenging by throwing the ball laterally to a strong wall. Keyword there, strong wall. Most indoor walls of houses will not be able to cope with that exercise. I don't have anywhere that I can do it. You could do it if you're in an oval throwing for length, but ultimately to get that maximum explosive force, I find throwing down to the floor is the best option. Okay, final round, 5 more reps for our last set. There we go. Up. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5. Awesome job. Grab a quick drink. We'll get ready for our next exercise. I am absolutely loving this week's program. Grab a quick drink of water if you need one and get ready for our next exercise, exercise number 3, which is a split squat. The setup for a split squat, obviously a normal squat would be hip width apart, feet along the same line. What we're going to do is maintaining that hip width distance. We're going to step 1 foot forward, 1 stride, so your stride. We're going to start with our right foot forward today. This right foot is going to remain flat on the floor. We're going to be raised up on our toes on our left, you can see here. The idea with a split squat is very controlled. We drop our back knee to the floor, keeping those nice right angles, keeping our knees from going ahead of our toes, and we push through the feet and come back up. So let me show you. There we go. We're going to do 3 sets of 8 each side. So it's quite a bit of volume here, focusing on our single leg emphasis here. Get ready for your first set. Get that set up right. Stay nice and balanced. And away we go. I'm going to count. Ready? Staying nice and controlled through the core. Controlling down for 1. And up. 2. And up. 3. And up. 4 and up, 5 and up, 6 and up, 7 and up, and 8. Now we're going to change sides. All we're doing is bringing that front foot to where the right foot was, taking our right foot back, nice and aligned. Here we go. Set 1, left leg. 1 and up, 2 and up, 3 and up, 4 and up, 5 and up, 6 and up, 7 and up, and 8 and up there. Whew. Single leg and double leg work is really important. This way we can build on the exercises that we did last week and focus a little more on those controlled movements. Make sure you're keeping those nice right angles in those knees, pushing through the feet to stand up. Grab a drink. Now, if you're happy continuing to play with those split squats, you go right ahead. For everyone else that wants to continue this week of jumping and landing, we're going to make it a jump split squat. Okay, once you've had a quick drink, if you feel like getting adventurous for sets 2, 3 on this exercise, we're going to add a jump into it and alternate legs. So we're going to be jumping just like our jump squat from the down phase up. We're going to switch legs and we're going to go back down. So let me show you what it'll look like. This gets a bit complicated. Whoops. I'm going down. So you're switching. Do another set of our first reps, which were just the static split squats. You go right ahead. For everyone else, let's do them in splits, in split jumps. Alrighty. Ready? Okay. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Just adds another dimension, keeps it a bit more interesting, but ultimately focuses on that jumping and landing that we are focusing on all together this week. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Grab a quick drink. Now when you're doing these jump split squats, it's really important that you continuously remain controlled, first rep to last rep. If you start to feel that you're compensating, stop and do the rest of the set as a normal split squat. All right, technique is key. Here we go. I'm gonna go for the split jump squat again. Ready to go. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Definitely feel that in my legs. I think our legs deserve a bit of a rest. So exercise number 4 for today is the tricep dip. You're going to need a set of stairs or a stable bench or a chair to complete this exercise. So let's get set up. We're going to start by sitting on the very edge of the chair or of your stair, placing our palms on the edge of the seat, fingers facing forward. We're going to push through our heel of our hand and straighten the elbow. We're then going to walk our feet out so they're a little over 90 degrees and lift our backside off the seat. Then we're going to bend at the elbows and lower our bottom down to the ground, not quite to the ground, just hover, and then come back up. We're going to push through the heel of the hand to come back up. So here we go. That's 1 rep. If you want to make this harder, you can take your legs further away from your body. So the closer they are to your backside, the easier this will be. So challenge yourself by walking your feet out. let's get going with set number 1. I'm going to have my feet out as far as possible. Here we go. We are doing 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, that gets a pretty good burn going. Something so challenging, you're just working with your body weight. You can replicate this anywhere, hotel rooms, at work, at school. Hopefully you can continue this going past isolation when we're all getting back on snow. All right, let's go ready for round 2. Challenge yourself, see if you can take those feet out a little further. Get that set up. Away we go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This movement needs to be pain-free. So you shouldn't experience any pain through the wrists, through the elbows, or the shoulders through this exercise. If you're experiencing pain through your back, it could be just because you're grazing the underside of this seat or stair that you're on. So just need to move a little further forward. Get those arms ready. Have a drink if you need one. We're going to go again in 15 seconds. All right, let's get set up. Hands in the right position, strength through the arms, lifting off with the backside, walk those feet out. Don't forget to challenge yourself. Last set, 8 reps, off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great job. Amazing effort so far. Our final strength exercise for week 2's program is number 5, the supine tabletop. This trains our core stability and our core strength, which, as we've spoken about so many times, is so important for skiing and snowboarding. All right, we're going to start lying flat on our back. I would like you to keep your head up to the sky. I'm just going to turn my head to be able to have you hear me. We're going to have our feet flat on the floor, hands by our sides. First, we're going to raise the right leg till it's about 90 degrees, and then the left leg. Okay, so this is our tabletop position. Then we're going to alternate, lowering our right leg, then back up, left leg, back up. Right leg, left leg. This is the first progression for this exercise. Let's start with it. We're doing 5 sets of 2 to 3 reps. So if we're doing single leg work, that's 2 to 3 reps each leg. So I'm going to go for 3 reps each leg. Alrighty. Down in my tabletop position, keeping my core activated, pulling my belly button into my spine, keeping my back nice and flat on the ground, lifting those legs and alternating. Right for 1, left. Right for 2, left. Right for 3, and left. It's a pretty challenging exercise, isn't it? Especially if you haven't done it before. It's something that I love to play with. If I don't practice it all the time, it gets harder. So challenge yourself by trying to do it every single day. Let's try and do it every single day this week. For our second set, we're going to do the same thing, alternating single legs, left and right, 3 times. Here we go, into our starting position. You can also have your hands up here to create the illusion of a full table. Just clench your fists and generate some tension to keep everything stable. Left for 1, right. Left for 2, right. Left for 3, and right. Whew. Certainly getting my core fired up. I'm just going to have a quick drink. You can too. The sun's really come out now. It's making me much hotter. And the next part of this exercise will make me a bit hotter too. I'm going to challenge myself even further because we have 5 sets. For my 3rd set, I'm going to try and lower my double legs, so 2 legs at once. So we go back to our starting position, back flat on the floor, pulling in my belly button to my spine, nice and active through here. Remember that you should be able to talk through this. Up to our start position. Lowering double for 1 and 2, 3. Did you give that a go? Makes it a little more challenging, doesn't it? It certainly does for me. Like I said, practice makes perfect. I'm going to practice every day too. Whew. You can also make this harder again by getting a full-length foam roller. Unfortunately, I don't have one here today. And balancing on that, so you place it down your spine, and then you go back into your tabletop position and you start by alternating, or at least touching your right and left legs into the ground. Just creates a little more instability, another way to practice training that exercise. All right, set number 4. I'm gonna go my double legs again. Get set up, core is on. 1, 2, 3. Whew. It's challenging. We have to train all sorts of ways, whether that's static or dynamic core, and static or dynamic strength exercises in general. Obviously when we're skiing, or snowboarding, nothing we do is ever sedentary apart from sitting on a chairlift. So it's really important that we create variety in how we train our muscles, whether that's multi-direction, whether that's by staying still, whether that's by incorporating movement like we are here today. All right, final set. Set number 5. Get that set up, engage your core, be able to talk and breathe, and away we go. For 1, and 2, and 3. Awesome job. If you want to make that harder but you don't want to use the foam roller, you just add more reps. All right, I think it might be time to do a little bit of a fitness work. Raise that heart rate again, grab a drink, and let's get into it. Great job everyone on all of those strength exercises. To wrap up our session today, we're going to continue our focus on jumping and landing by doing our fitness work with a skipping rope. We're going to do 2 efforts at 2 minutes, and you can do whatever type of skipping you'd like, whether that's normal, single, double leg, double unders, changing direction, you name it, you do it. 2 minutes of solid skipping. It's such a great workout and it continues to challenge our coordination, but mostly we need to focus on our technique. So we need to make sure that we're nice and focused on our landings here. Nothing should hurt. If you experience pain, please stop. All right, I am going to start this timer. We've got 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and off we go. Skipping. Jump rope for heart was one of my favorite things when I was in primary school. So if you're new to skipping, I suggest that you jump onto YouTube and you have to look at some tutorials. There are some great videos out there on learning how to skip. You can do different leg movements here, alternating side to side, single leg hopping. You can run. Focus on your breathing through here. This is a cardio exercise. You can change the speed at double jumps. You can go really fast. Whatever's going to feel best for you. Remembering that the harder you work, the better your results will be. And if you have a blunder like that, you just start again. We have 50 seconds left. See if you can do a crossover. Oops. I'm getting wrapped up. I travel with a skipping rope. It's something that can easily fit into your ski backpack or your snowboard bag. If you don't have access to a bike or there's too much snow on the ground outside to do any running, it's a great way to get some fitness in and coordinate your thinking. 10 seconds. See how fast you can go. 2, 1. Skipping, it's such a cool workout. Again, not that difficult. Really easy to progress though and to challenge yourself. It's really important when we're doing this that on each landing we think about how we're absorbing that force of us touching the ground. We've got to cushion the impact with our ankles, our knees and our hips, no different than when you're on snow. If you're feeling pain, it could be that you're jarring things and you're holding tension in your limbs. It could be that this just might not be the exercise for you. And if you don't have a skipping rope, you don't need one. Just skip on the spot. Go through those fast feet movements that we did in our warm-up. All right, I think our little bit of rest's over. I think we're ready for set 2. Another 2 minutes. It's not that easy. Might just fix up my skipping rope. Got a bit twisted there. Alrighty. Clock's going in 8. Let's get going. 2, 1, off we go. See if you can move a little bit left to right on your double legs, or go 1 foot to 1 foot. See if you can do 10 seconds of each. It's a good way to break up 2 minutes. When you're doing something as simple as skipping, 2 minutes can feel like an eternity. Obviously, this is a pretty difficult exercise to do inside your house. This is one that belongs in a car-free driveway, in your backyard, anywhere that's safe. You're not going to hurt anybody by hitting them or flicking up any stones. Always make sure that you're doing any exercise in a safe manner. We're in our final minute. Let's do some running on the spot. What an awesome sessions we've had today. 30 seconds till we start our cool down. I can't do double unders. I'm practicing them though. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Done. Whew. Rest is so important here, but lucky for us, that's 2 sets, and we can focus on our cool down. Grab a drink, and let's begin our recovery process. What an awesome session, everyone. I know that I am feeling like I've had a fantastic workout, and it's been such a pleasure for me joining you. But we've got to continue here and do our active recovery and begin our cool down process. So as we did the other day, we're just going to walk around for 2 minutes, get control of our breath, lower our heart rate, and begin to let everything set in, everything that we've just done to improve ourselves, all those endorphins, embrace them, let yourself feel good. Enjoy the view if you can. Don't know if it's too bright. The sun's out. Cooldown is so important. It's often something that people will skip in a workout because they don't have time, but it's actually the beginning of your body taking on and adapting to all of the things that we've just done to it, getting that strength, building up our endurance. Okay, let's do some stretching. 2 minutes of active recovery of that active walk is done. It's time that we give our bodies a bit of a stretch. So we'll start, as we did last week, work from the bottom all the way up. So we'll start with the calves. Going to my favorite, which is the downward dog stretch. Oh, I've got grass everywhere. So into your downward dog onto one leg. I like to tuck my other leg behind. And we're going to hold for 20 seconds. And switch sides. As we talked about last week, if there's a stretch that just doesn't feel right to you, you don't have to do it. And if you have an alternative, go right ahead. None of these stretches should hurt. No pain. All right. Coming onto our backside. Give our hammies a go. Left foot into the inner thigh on the right hand side, aiming for your toes. If you can't go for your toes, go for the knee. Gradually work your way down the shin. Continue that recovery process. What you might not know is why sleep is so important. We get told all the time, sleep's so important, but no one actually explains to us why. Change sides. And the why is that when we're sleeping, that's when the regeneration happens for our brains, for our muscles, for our bodies. We repair, we lay down new neural pathways in our brain. It's the best time for recovery, and as anyone who does exercise, therefore it's an essential part to your training. Okay, we're going to do a quad stretch. We're going to go different than we did the other day, sorry. We're going to bend and straighten as we just did. Here, tucking that right leg back too and lean back. So for your age group, do you know how much sleep you need? The answer may surprise you. If you are under the age of 14, the recommended hours of sleep for you is anywhere between 9 and 11 hours. Change sides. If you're a teenager, so 14 to 17, you need a little bit less, but only just 8 to 10 hours of sleep. You're growing so much as a child and as a teenager, and your body's going through so many changes. Plus, if you throw sport onto that side, recreationally or more seriously, sleep is vital. For our glute stretch, we're going to take this left side, bring it over our right knee, look like a bit of a pretzel, and hug this knee into our chest. If you're over the age of 17, you're an adult, they recommend that you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. It sounds like it's not that much, but it is really difficult to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But we don't actually just want 7 to 9 hours or 9 to 11 hours. We want those hours to be of good quality. So do yourself a favor, jump onto Google and type in quality sleep guidelines and find out what you can do to improve your sleep. Some of that is around switching off devices earlier, change sides, limiting the amount of screen time that we have, which I know is hard at the moment when we're all stuck inside. It could be around what foods you're eating. If you're having too much caffeine in the afternoon, you might go to bed, but it takes you a while to fall asleep. You need to have a cool room, but do yourself a favor and investigate. And if you want to go even further, complete a sleep journal for a week and just take note of what your habits are and how much you're sleeping and how you feel when you wake up and what you did that day. If you were really, really tired, how long you think it might have taken to fall asleep. Yeah, just get informed by what you're actually doing. All right, go to our shoulders. We'll start right arm across our chest into the crease of our left elbow and pulling it across. If you're like me and you get tight in your triceps, you can feel it entering your tricep there as well. I have to really work hard on my sleep. Being a skiing athlete, I have the luxury of being able to travel all over the world, but that means I'm often not spending much time in my own bed or in a familiar bed. Change sides. So I have to put into place some really good routines for myself to make sure that I can get the best sleep possible, even if I'm only in that bed for one night. It sort of just becomes part of my daily ritual now, like my unwind process in the afternoon into the evening after dinner. And of course those plans change when I come home. And now this is the longest I've ever spent, I think, in my own bed. All right, gonna go for the triceps. We'll go right arm up, cross over the back of the head, pulling with the left hand on the right elbow and getting a nice stretch through this line. After all those tricep dips today, this is a great stretch. And other side. Are you noticing that you've got tightness more in one side than the other? I am. I'm right-handed, so I'm dominant on my right hand, and certainly on my left side I'm feeling my tricep more than the right. It's interesting. We're never perfect. All right, and to finish, something nice, one of my favorite stretches. I'm gonna go into child's pose. I like to have my toes together and my knees kind of apart. How you would like to do it is up to you. You can have your knees together as well. I'm gonna reach out and create a long line from the fingers all the way through the spine down to the tailbone. Take 5 nice deep breaths. How are you feeling after that? I hope that you're feeling energized and refreshed. It has been such a pleasure to do this session with you today. Don't forget that you can do this session as much as you like this week. Aim for 3 to 4 times, which would be amazing. But if you only can do it once, it's better than nothing. It's been such a pleasure to join you again today, and please make sure that you hashtag SnowActive on any of your posts and tag SnowAust on Instagram and on Facebook. Please send us any feedback. We'd love to hear from you, and we're so pumped to have all of our community rallying together to protect our season by doing the right thing and staying home. See you next week. Hey guys, I forgot to mention, next week we're going to be using another piece of equipment, which is a resistance band. You might need something that's about a medium strength. Whatever you've got's handy is going to work. If you don't have one, you've got a week to get yourself organized and grab some. If not, there are some variations you can do without bands. But bands are a great thing to have at home, a great tool for you to be able to continue your training. See you then.